This is the 2027 Mercedes CLA and Mercedes A-Class, and in this video we'll go and compare both of these, we can say entry-level Mercedes, same specs. Which one is my favorite? You can watch and I will tell you in the end of the video. Manufacturer Alpine Grey in AMG line package. The CLA is in AMG line Plus. This one is on the MFA 2 platform, so Mercedes front-wheel drive platform 2, and this one is on the latest MMA platform, which shares the electric and also the combustion, or let's say the hybrid version of the CLA. So in terms of the styling, you can see that we have a big difference in terms of the daylight running lights. On the Mercedes A-Class we have this one line and the smaller two dots, and on the CLA we have the star DRL, so the Mercedes pattern, similar, so A-wing design also on this one, but they share of course some differences. This one has also night package on both of these vehicles, so as you can see here, the dark black, or we can say deep black gloss window trim, and also on the CLA. On the CLA we have the full glass sunroof or panoramic sunroof, and on the A-Class we have also the sunroof, as you can see here. So, but this one is not full in terms of the roof, but you can open this for the ventilation and also fully for the fresh air. For the CLA you cannot open it, but it is larger, so there's also difference. In terms of the mirrors, as you can see, they are different in terms of the size. So on the CLA they are a little bit smaller, but not by much. It's a little bit, and also this angle is sharper. Also here is a camera, additional camera for the assistance systems, which on the A-Class is only the camera if you have 360 in terms of the parking, but on this one we don't have any. So on this one is just a mirror on the front. You can see the difference as well. In terms of the dimensions, the CLA is larger. You can see on the screen dimensions, but in all aspects it is a larger vehicle. Also in the wheelbase, 50mm, so like 6 centimeters, and it has more swooping line design. The door handles, these are pop-up on the CLA. On the A-Class we have traditional design. Once again on the CLA you can see Mercedes pattern. Also on the A-Class you get the wiper, like on the hatchback you do, and on the CLA we don't have any because it would not look as aesthetic. And once again in the back you can see that the CLA is much more longer, and also the swooping design. Also this means that for the head you have much more room in the A-Class, and in the CLA you have less headroom in the back. In terms of the boot, in the A-Class we have 370 liters and the boot is manual, so you need to lift it up and also you need to close it manually. So this is what you get in the A-Class. Also, my personal car is an A-Class A35 AMG, and I also had before 2 A-Classes, so this is my 3rd A-Class now, so I can tell you that, yeah, it's my, from personal experience speaking, this is nice amount of the boot. You can also fold the seats, 40-20-40 split, so also you can get wider things in the middle like a skis or a golf bag. So yeah, this is it for the A-Class. And for the CLA we have 405 liters. In terms of the cubic feet, the CLA is larger, 1.2 cubic feet larger. And in terms of the liters, the CLA is 35 liters larger than on the E-Class. But the opening, as you can see, is much better on the A-Class, so it's like a larger one, the hatchback style. And on the CLA so is the sedan opening, so smaller. But front to back is deeper on the CLA, so in this regard CLA wins. And also difference is that on the CLA you have the automatic boot. On the A-Class you have to close it manually, like this. In terms of the interior design, here we have the 2 screens, smaller ones, but personally I still like this setup. Let me know what do you think, guys, in the comment section down below. But for me this is very solid setup for the A-Class. I will just redirect the AC vents. You can see that we have still nice turbine style vents and manual buttons for the AC. Also we have the physical button for the volume and some buttons, physical ones, for the cameras, for example 360 if the car is equipped with it. Dynamic for the driving. On the steering wheel we have the haptic buttons, so on the CLA you will see that we will have different ones. In memory seats, your standard stuff. In terms of the infotainment, this is the NTG7, so not the latest like in the CLA, but still fine in my humble opinion. In the middle we have two cup holders, wireless charger for phone. In the middle we have some storage space, and it's quite deeper ones, two USB-C ports illuminated, and this is quite deep actually. In terms of the seats, we have integrated headrest, and also like in the CLA, and silver stitching in this case. These are the AMG line seats, or AMG. In the A35 I have the same seats, so these are really comfortable and also supportive seats. But this is the sunroof, the star for the A-Class. We can put it in the ventilation position for a small gap, or you can open it fully, and you can do this essentially the same like in the larger Mercedes cars, for example the GLC, GLE, or we can say the S-Class. So that's wonderful, and I truly love the fresh air aspect of this. In the CLA this is not possible to do, but the surface of the screen is larger in the CLA, so it extends to the whole roof. So it's a different experience, so it really depends what you are looking for. Also the sunshade here is like a cloth material. In the CLA the glass is tinted, and that's essentially it. Now we are in the CLA interior, and first we have frameless doors. Here we have driver screen, central screen, and also passenger screen. So both of these are 14-inch, so larger ones, quite large actually. And this is what we get, the super screen with two vents on each side. And also here you have some haptic slash physical buttons, but more like a haptic ones, but you can also press on them. On the steering wheel we have physical buttons, so as you can see you can change the cruise control with physical button, and also the volume with this roller. Driver screen, you can change it, but not as much as in the A-Class. You have assistant systems, much better thanks to the mirrors, cameras in the mirrors. And also it can be navigation here, but I think it needs to be, it needs to be activated. This is just a stock car, but there is also navigation available. We have two essentially cup holders, adjustable as well. Wireless charger for phone. Underneath is also storage with two USB-C ports, and in the middle we have once again also some storage space underneath the armrest, smaller like a coin space, but no USB-C ports here. It's also similar depth as on the A-Class. In terms of the seats, they have a new, different design than on the A-Class. Maybe a little bit better, depends who you ask. I feel like they are in some aspects a better one, but pretty similar to the A-Class. Also we have here the red seat belts, and this is the sunroof. So it's tinted, as you can see in the back. You can see the buildings, but you cannot open it, and this is how it is. It's fixed tinted glass, and it's large surface. Alright, so let's hop inside. Also small but gorgeous detail. Here we have the silver seat belts, really gorgeous. So this is what kind of space do we have in the A-Class. So it's not much. This is my sitting position, so it's not much, but it is enough for me personally. And yeah, I'm quite comfortable here, but you will see that in the CLA we will have more space. This is how the front looks from the back, so let me know what you think. And this is how the front looks from the back of the new CLA. Here we have ISOFIX anchor points for child seat, and the middle armrest which you can fold out. You have two cup holders which are hidden and also adjustable, and it's wide enough for two arms, this armrest. In the back of the CLA we have much more space. It's significant difference versus the A-Class, so this is clear winner. We cannot argue with the facts. Also I can put my feet under in the seat, so big difference. Ambient lighting looks very nice here in the back as well. You have hook here, And yeah, this is just huge, this panoramic sunroof. And of course here we have also anchor points for the child seat. Middle armrest, so this is the same as in the A-Class, but the cup holders are not hidden. They are here in the middle and you have 3 of them, but these are larger ones, this one is a smaller one. And also space for the phone or tablet. So this is more what you get versus the A-Class. So in the back of the CLA, I do have some space. Check this out. It's quite actually solid one. So this is, I would say, 2-3 inches, so about 6 to 7 centimeters honestly. Quite a nice amount for being a hatchback. And I'm 183 centimeters, that's 6 feet and almost 1 inch. In terms of the shoulder room, also really great. So yeah, I cannot say anything. Maybe even taller people than me can fit here. A little bit taller, maybe 6'1", 6'2", I think is maybe the limit. 188, 189 centimeter of a tall people, but honestly, this is an entry-level hatchback Mercedes and still so much space. So yeah, I'm really impressed by the A-Class still to this day. And yeah, this car is essentially 8 years old, but I love it. I still love it. I still love it, and I think, yeah, this is a design which essentially is so futuristic that it's still to this date. It looks really modern and it doesn't look dated. In terms of the rear in the CLA, we have less headroom versus the A-Class. So about 1 inch of a headroom here, about 3 centimeters, give or take, for my height. 183 centimeters, 6 feet and almost 1 inch. And in terms of the headroom, it's very similar than in the A-Class actually. I can see a little bit less because this is sloping roof in the CLA, but otherwise I feel pretty spacious here in the back of the CLA. And of course, as you can see, the sunlight on my face because of the sunroof is immense versus the A-Class. The sunroof has special coating, so it shouldn't transfer heat into the cabin, but as you can see, the sunlight, it's quite visible. So as you can see on my face, it's quite visible sunlight, so that's something to keep in mind. And maybe if it's too much of a sun for you, I would recommend, what I would do is I would do a tint of a sunroof in the interior as well. So like you do on the, sometimes on the rear glass, on the windows in the back, I would do it for the, essentially for the sunroof, for this panoramic sunroof, so that could help with less of a sun. So this is like a nice balance between how much you can see and how much sun goes into the vehicle. So it's like a nice balance. But if you want less, more darkness, then you can always tint it. So not a big deal in my opinion, but something to keep in mind for sure. In terms of the key differences, on the left side we have the CLA key fob, the new design and new style of the key fob, and on the right side we have the A-Class, so the previous style of the key fob. Which of these two is my favorite? Honestly, I would say the A-Class is still my favorite, and that's also one of the biggest reasons for this is because I still love the 2.0 liter petrol and diesel engine. So depending what you want from the vehicle, this is what you get, and my choice would be still the A-Class. In terms of the pricing, it's also better for the A-Class. If your priority is the latest technology and better multi-beam headlights, on the CLA are actually better. Also the Burmester is better, so the technology is better on the CLA. The engine is larger on the A-Class if you prefer to choose the larger engine. In these two, this is actually smaller engine, so 1.32 liter, and this is 1.5 liter. So it essentially depends what kind of engine do you choose. And yeah, also that's big of a difference in this regard. So let me know which one is your favorite in the comment section down below. Both of these cars are really fantastic, but let me know your choice. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you soon in the next video. Have a wonderful day.